the week again. It's Monday, fresh new week ahead of us. I hope you had an awesome weekend. OHM, Our House Mondays, where gig workers meet and share. Your suggestions, your ideas, your feedback is welcome here. And by the way, I'm not shy. I really am not shy. I am just social distancing, right? So do share, please. How was the weekend? I got some feedback from Thomas Gibson from San Diego. Huge numbers. And it's so interesting. From city to city, people really have different stories. They're just not cutting it. They're not paying. I don't see any quests. And then you got guys like really killing it in San Diego. Mark Roughton is beep, beep, beep as he zooms through. How are you, Mark? Hope you had a great weekend. When you look at like Thomas, who consistently hits the big numbers, right? Literally off the charts here. Monday, as you can see, Monday, from March 1 to March the 8th, net fares, 1,875. Promotions, hit big on the promotions, collected $268 and $274 in tips. Listen, if you are getting about more than 10% tips, you know you're dealing with the best of the best drivers, right? And coming in at a sweet $2,417, right? I know that switch to the Escalade. I know that those meetings we had at restaurants, hotels, just discussing how to up the game, everything works. And I could not be prouder of Thomas Gibson. Hard work. And by the way, he did it in 55 hours, meaning he averaged he averaged about $50 an hour the entire week. That's insane. Another pro in the market, he goes, my best 3-night in 6 years, right? Three nights, there it is. Just 3 nights, 1,093. It's pretty much $1,100 in San Diego, back to back. These are both San Diego drivers in 23 hours. Breakdown here, net fares, 731. Promotions hit it big, 229.50, same as Thomas. So they must have both hit their promotions. And tips, 132. That's also averaging about 15% of tips. That means you're dealing with a top-rated driver. Teddy T is in the house. Nifty 50 is in the house. Paul Figueroa, there we go. Paul, there we go. Whose numbers are those? Do you recognize those, Paul? Yeah, money. And Thomas is there. Back to back, my two heroes, my two California heroes. I love getting their numbers because they're all in, man. They don't mess around. They don't goof around. They know, like, hey, it's time to make money, right? In the pandemic, not many drivers on the road. Who goes and seizes the moment? Paul went through COVID, had a bit of a rough patch there, bounced back straight into the money bags. Money isn't funny in Paul's world. Money isn't funny in Thomas's world. Thomas, $3.99. Thank you, sir. $19.99, $3.99. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, there we go. I mean, both Thomas and Paul, big numbers out of San Diego. And then on the other spectrum, I get guys like, you know what, quitting, just not paying. Like, got some feedback from Little Rock. Those numbers were not great, right? And the guys are putting insane hours and just not getting the same quests, not getting the same incentives, not getting the same bonuses. And again, thanks to all the people that shared their incentives around the country with us. If you go to that video from yesterday, from Sunday, you will see that people listed, hey, this was the quest, $100 for 3 rides, like in one city. Wow, 3 rides, you're getting $100? Don't hesitate. Go out there, and you might as well just work for a quick 2 hours, hit your 3 rides, make the $100, cash in, maybe make another 30, 40 on top of the 100, and you've literally made yourself $150 in 2 hours. right? Jason Hong's in the house, brother from another mother. Say hi to our another mother, Jason. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Gustavo Rosales, hola, in the house. I work down here in San Diego, and Uber is just a side hustle for me. I work UberX and make $150 on Saturday night. For me, that's good. That's great. That's great. If you're just going to dedicate a few hours, work smart, hit a quick $150, cash in, that's great. Where it does get interesting is XL and higher, XL and SUV, and I'm sure Paul and Thomas will back me up on this, right? That once you've been putting in those crazy hours with UberX, and you actually manage to save for a down payment and get yourself an XL or a minivan or a decent hybrid SUV during these times, best interest rates ever, what happens to your earnings? They pretty much almost double. What happens to your tips? They definitely double in XL and SUV. And again, I call on the pros of the pros to back me up on that. Just Sean Harris in the house. He goes, what's up, T? What's up, Jay? Good to see you, my friend. Good. Bringing in the energy on a Monday. Love you guys and girls. And happy Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day to all the women around the world, to all the fantastic women around the world, to the mothers, to those strong ladies out there that are rocking it, taking care of your children, going out there, equal opportunity. I'm all for that, man. I'm all for equal opportunity. I don't look down at women at all. I respect them, love them, and love my hot wife, right? She's a little powerhouse. I've got to tell you, she keeps me on my. We got Slick Nick in the house. Slick Nick in the house. Mark Rowden says Teddy T was quiet. How about you? Vegas was quiet, Mark. So Nifty 50 says, I'm thinking of going back next month, but I'm not sure about the new business times and crap and SHIT. I got to be careful when I swear, because they do penalize me, and then they're like, oh, you swore too much. YouTube tells me you swore too much, or you're using foul language, and then they start minimizing my earnings because I used a few cuss words. What's up with that, man? So after I make a video and I go live, I got to say, well, did you use bad language, or was it mild language, or was it profanity? Well, you got to be honest, otherwise they cut you off. Now, I do want to, I found this super fascinating here. How much YouTube pays influencers for 100,000, 1 million, and 150 million views, according to the top creators. Maybe she's one of the top creators. So people are giving a little bit of feedback here. Let's just go down. Don't want to go through the entire article, but 100,000 views. If you get your video gets 100,000 views. Several of mine have made 100,000. Many of Dustin's have made 100,000, between $500 to $2,500 if your video hits 100,000 views, right? Now, report back. Oh, here, see? Azaba says between 2,200 and 2,500, she told Insider, and that's for 100,000 views. Now, 1 million views, if your video hits 1 million views, I have a few videos. Dustin has several videos that have hit 1 million views, between $3,400 and $40,000 for 1 million views. It's not bad. Start your YouTube channel now, Jason. Start your YouTube channel now, Kanka. And good to see you, my buddy. Kanka Ashik Reza is in the house. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Jashan, start your YouTube channel now. Gustavo, start your YouTube channel now. Mark Roughton, start your YouTube channel now. Slick Nick has already started his channel. Paul, start your channel now, right? And Thomas has started his channel. Go and subscribe to it. San Diego Rideshare Pro. And Paul Figueroa says, keep in mind, Thomas and myself are part-time Uber drivers. They're part-time Uber drivers hitting crazy, crazy numbers. Paul has a big family. Take care of them. They have other jobs, right? They have 2 jobs. This is like a part-time job, and they're hitting $2,400, and in Paul's case, over $1,000 in 3 days. It's huge, 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 huge. So it looks like this Chick hit some big numbers. I don't know what her name is. Jade Dharmawangsa. Jane Dharmawangsa. Okay, now 150 million views. Imagine your video gets 150 million views. I've watched several videos that have over 150 million views, especially the music videos. $97,000. This dude, right? And they give him some like golden frickin' award from YouTube. Boss, you earned it. If your video is getting 150 million views, you earned that $100,000, but you're doing something right. Or maybe I'm doing something wrong, right? But just some interesting numbers I wanted to share to you. Also, interesting fact here, I'll share with you. Jashan says, good to see you too. I'm full-time with my transportation company now. I contracted with private medical courier companies, making double working less than when I was working for a job. Buddy, I am so freaking proud of you, right? Seized the bull by the horns, turned it around, making double the money he was before, enjoyed every conversation I had with Jashan Harris. And by the way, I have yesterday I was interviewed, I think it was Bloomberg. They were interviewing me about the limo business, about the teaching business. And they said, do you have any references? And I said, yeah, you're more than gladly welcome to contact Thomas or Paul. Maybe Jashan, I can give them your details. And then you guys can talk about your experience, how you literally turned your Uber business into something big. And these are the stories. These are the stories that make me happy. When I hear from my friend Jashan that, you know what, this is what I'm doing now, right? Turn my private transportation company, doing private medical courier companies. I do that as well. Jashan, make great money with them. You know, I made like over $2,000 in one evening driving to Vegas and back delivering COVID tests, right? So seize the bull grab the bull by the horn, right? And he may fight you, and he may fight you, that bull, but you just hold on. You hold on, and you tame him, and you say, my way, bull. Now we ride my way, and we make money on the highway. Mark Roughton, I gave Torsten a thumbs up. Did you? Hey, Mark, that's a good one. I gave Torsten a thumbs up. Did you? We have 15 people in the house. We only have 4 likes. Hit that again. Right, there we go. We got 5, cinco. Let's go, cinco. We got 6. In German, 6 means Sechs, right? Sounds like S-E-X, but it's not. It's spelled S-E-C-H-S. We got 7, 7. In Dutch, Sewe, S-E-W-E, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Hit it. Nachiket Sal, I want to say your name correctly. I don't want to mispronounce your name, so help me. Nachiket Salguankar. Good morning. I hope I said it correctly. If not, please correct me, right? Slicknick says the Lincoln MKZ Hybrid Reserve I looked at sold, but there's always another choice. There's plenty of those. I saw a lady, and when I was down in Long Beach, she showed me, she picked up one. She had 120,000 miles on. She picked it up for $6,000. She got lucky, got a private sale, $6,000 on a Lincoln MKZ hybrid. But it had 120,000, which is nothing. Now, Our House Mondays, which is abbreviated OHM, right? Ohm, right? Electricity, ohm, right? The ohm is defined as an electrical resistance, right? So we are the electrical resistance to these gig companies. We don't just swallow their crap and take the crap, right? On Monday, we offer them full-on ohm, electrical resistance between 2 points of a conductor, right? 2 points, us and the executives, and we resist. We don't just take everything they say and, oh, okay, we're not babies that can be spoon-fed by these executives. No, we have ohm on Mondays, OHM. When a constant potential difference of 1 volt applied to these points produces in the conductor a current, we bring the current of 1 ampere, the conductor not being the seat of any electromotor force. So we bring the current, we bring the amps, right, to the gig companies. We bring the resistance, because we don't just like, yeah, amen, yes, we're going to do everything you say. Yeah, swallow your food, rubbish. We fight back. Nachiket, I like it name, Nachiket. Vegas is hopping. I just took it easy. Okay, so Vegas is busy. You would just go like more like in chill mode. Jason Hong says, shout out to all the awesome women. Us guys love you. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I mean, women make the world go round, right? They compliment us. So big shout out to them. Now, before I head out, I got a couple of private trips lined up today. So I got some good money coming my way between 1:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. tonight. Several trips, private trips lined up. We have It's Moose in the house. He says, I like it. I like it too, right? Jashawn says, yes, sir. I was fired 2 days before I was going full time. Good. And I like the way you channeled that and made the very, very best of it. Slick Nick says, Lyft Rewards has rolled out, and in California, and if at Gold, I can see a trip info, makes easy to cherry pick. Very important, right? Very important. Cherry picking food deliveries, cherry picking those trips. And if Lyft now reveals that info because you have that Gold status, all the better. Now you can really cherry pick the trips that you want to take. So I do want to say, Slick Nick says, I made fortune and glory this past weekend on Lyft. Huge numbers reported in California, here in LA, by Slick Nick. And he put a total of, you put in big hours, 60 hours, put in big hours, but you know, great rewards, 1,624. Feels good, man. That's money. Money, money, money. We got Jason Sharkey in the house. He goes, the best piece of advice was to check if your insurance, if they have rideshare coverage. Exactly. And make sure you have the best rideshare coverage. You do not want to find yourself in a situation where, oh my gosh, I just saved on this little package and now I'm paying the price. And by the way, you know, their deductible is up to $2,500 now, right? It used to be $1,000. So, I mean, you don't want anything to go wrong because you're in for that first $2,500 with them, right? Before they kick in. So make 100% sure you have the right rideshare insurance. And thank you for that feedback, Jason. And Mark says, NASCAR was here last weekend. Cabbies were charging people an extra $70 to take them back to their hotels. Good. Milk it like a cow. The cows are in the meadow, milk them, right? Jimmy, Abstract, Jimmy in the house. He goes, hi, everyone. Slick Nick says, I was in OC twice last week. Once I used a toll road, the 133 to the 241. I know that well. I used that a few days ago when I picked up a client in Orange County. Save a lot of time, but, you know, you got to pay. Sandeep says, 26 hours, Uber Eats, $1,230, Boston, last weekend. Those are big numbers, Sandeep. Awesome. So we've got a lot of big numbers here that people are sharing, which is fantastic. So gig companies fear a worker shortage, and probably because of that worker shortage, people are making money. So the people who are out there hustling right now, full-time, part-time, are actually making money. And that is because they are short on workers, despite a recession. The pandemic sapped demand for rides from Uber and Lyft, and government aid has cushioned the blow for workers. Execs are feeling the strain, right? Interesting article. Unemployment in the United States remains stubbornly high at 6.3%. Job growth has stalled with 9.6 million fewer jobs in January than the same month a year earlier. But gig companies say they're having trouble finding people to drive. They're having trouble finding people to drive, pick up, and deliver for them, right? Jashawn says, I have an interview coming out with 7X Mr. Olympia, Phil Heath soon. Getting my YouTube channel together. Any quick tips on growth? Make sure those titles, those descriptions have the right keywords in there, like Mr. Olympia. Make sure you pad the maximum amount of comma-separated keywords in your videos, right? Don't just put 1 or 2 or 3 keywords. Put the max amount until it says you've fully used the max capacity of keywords. So sometimes it comes up to about 20 keywords that you can fit underneath. Jimmy says, hiya, Thor. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you as well, my friend. Awesome. Platinum G is in the house. Here in Toronto, we can see potential tips from each order for Uber Eats. Would help if they allowed us to see the potential tips. Yes, and many people that can actually see the potential tips on certain food delivery platforms. That is the decision between taking the delivery and not taking the delivery. Okay, this one is from a high-end restaurant, pretty big order, and has tips included. I'm going to go for it. This one is from a small little, fast food outlet, no tip included. Why should I waste my time, right? Victor Braverman says, hi, everyone. Hi back. So here it says, I'm worried about one thing going into the second half of the year. Are we going to have enough drivers to meet the demand that we're going to have? Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi told an analyst last month. Dara, I feel for you. I feel your pain, right? Firstly, you mistreated these drivers. Now you're begging for them. You're begging back. And hey, big middle finger. DoorDash Chief Financial Officer Prabir Adarkar called the situation a tale of two cities, with hordes of new customers racing to order takeout, but fewer drivers offering to deliver it. There we go. DoorDash orders more than tripled in the last part of 2020 compared with the same period a year earlier. And they wonder why a lot of those DoorDashes and Postmaters and Uber Eats don't take those orders, right? So the order numbers go up. There's more orders out there, but there's less deliveries. Why? Because you pay these people crap, right? And you don't promote to your clientele that they need to tip drivers. They need to honor the fact that they are essential workers during these pandemic times. You really need to promote that to your base, but they don't, right? And they pay less, and they don't pay essential money. So don't be surprised, DoorDash. Don't be surprised, Uber Eats, Dara. The looming driver shortage confounds executives' predictions. With record unemployment, we expect driver supply to outstrip rider demand for the foreseeable future, Lyft CEO Logan Green said in May. We expect driver supply to outstrip rider demand. I'm not so sure about that, Mr. Logan Green. For a time early in the pandemic, Lyft blocked new drivers from signing up. It was understandable because today's tech gig companies were born during the Great Recession. They benefited from a deep pool of workers newly outfitted with smartphones and suddenly in need of supplemental income. What's really, really interesting is this graph here, right? As business plunged during the pandemic, the number of drivers for app-based ride-hail services in New York declined. See what happens here? As the pandemic hits in, whoop, all the way down, slowly coming up. But here's what's interesting. Why is it dipping back down again? Why is it dipping back down? I'll tell you why it's dipping back down again, right? So they started coming back. And then they realized, well, these guys are not paying us, so bye-bye. And they start leaving again. And this is the part of the graph that I think that they're most worried about. They thought, oh, well, great, it's going up. We're going to get back to the normal times. And what happened is it dipped. And that freaked the heck out of Dara. That freaked the crap out of Logan Green and John Zimmer. That freaked the crap out of Tony Zhu and all those other Slim Shady executives. And like, what is going on? And I think as the vaccinations and numbers go down, people start jumping in. Okay, maybe it's safe, but hang on, we're going back to work, but we're not being paid properly. So they bail out again. They take the parachute, right? Mohammed Khalil says, greetings, Professor. I hope everyone is safe. What do you think of my post about scandals in the comments? I think they're scandals, but I read your comment. I think you said they were not scandals or don't really qualify as scandals. I think they truly are scandals, but there's way more bigger scandals out there. That's the part that I agree with you. Sandeep says restaurant waiting time is increasing because they do not hold time for food preparation, 10 to 15 minutes wait for a $10 order. Yeah, and then are you getting compensated for those extra 10 to 15 times because there's more orders? No, you're not. Private client says our flight now gets in at 7. Hope that's not a problem for you. My reply is no problem at all. the answer they want. Flying in from Miami. Welcome to Miami. Just send flight number. Flight numbers really help me because I might say, okay, be at LAX at 6 p.m. Okay, what flight do you have? So like, had I had the flight number, I would have already known this before he would have texted me. Oh, that plane's running late. So I got to, I got to work with the times. You have clients after that. Thank God, no, that's my last client for the day. But it could have really screwed up things had I had another client after that, right? So Mark Rowden says, please come back and make Uber money and let Uber screw you some more. Thanks, Dara. I like that. That's funny, Mark. Good one. Slickneck says, I picked up a rider from Food for Less who told me they are cutting hours due to hazard pay obligations. Kroger has money and they can afford it. Yeah, right. And then they cut, right? During the pandemic, so much for essential, right? No essential pay. Sandeep says $36 paid by customers on Uber Eats, $8.69 is my earnings, but Uber service charges a whopping $28. What up with that, Uber? You taking a whopping $28 out of his 36 order? Shame on you. And you're surprised? You are surprised about this dip, right? Direct correlation to that story. This little dip. That's what they're worried about. Mark my words. Here's why this time is different. After the pandemic hit, people stopped moving around and demand for ride hail went through the floor. Drivers responded by leaving the services. James Parrott, the Director of Economic and Fiscal Policies at the New School Center for New York City Affairs, has tracked the ebb and flow of ride hail trips in New York City. His data suggests that the total number of rides in the city in January fell by roughly half compared with December 2000 number. The number of drivers fell to 47,600 from 82,500. Another thing is that other newcomers are coming in, which is good. People are jumping ship, right? Local drivers is rolling out, right? Co-ops are rolling out in New York. Black Lane has launched in New York. And all of those companies contribute towards this decline, which is good. So they have to pull up their freaking sock. Dara, if you have your 99-cent dollar store socks on right now, pull them up. Pull them up. Pull up your socks. Pull up your cheap, stinky socks and up the rates. And maybe people will come back again, right? Maybe if you pay them, they will come back again. Just saying, Dara, simple formula in life. Stop cozying up to the Saudi investment fund. Stop cozying up to the Japanese and SoftBank. Those are the calls you take, right? You don't take our calls. And now you're surprised. Now he is surprised. Why are they leaving me? Why are they deserting me? Is it me? Do they dislike me? Yeah, we don't like you, fool. The supply of drivers is not as good as it used to be, but demand for drivers is really not as good as it used to be, says Paul Oyer, who studies economics at the Stanford Graduate School of Business. I literally have to leave in 7 minutes, so alert me. Let me quickly set it for 12:30. Cannot be late for this. This is a guy. I'm picking up a big movie entertainment guy, a big guy that makes a ton of well-known movies, a director who flew into Texas to do a shoot. So I can't screw up on this one. This guy, not that the client drives anymore, but I drove both the Weinbergs, Harvey Weinberg and the other one. Did I like them? Did I enjoy the conversations that I overheard in the car? No, I didn't. But this dude knows them, so I don't want to F up on this one, right? The supply of drivers is not as good as it used to be, but demand for drivers is really not as good as it used to be. What an interesting statement. He's almost forgotten about Uber, he jokes. Like plenty of other Americans, he hasn't been in one in months. Drivers, like so many others, have stopped working. Happy Women's Day, Laura.
Thank you very much.
We actually acknowledge and celebrated all women around the world in our field. Yeah. For the woman in the house, Slick Nick says, I work in production, and if he's looking for crew members, I'm open. There's money. Money, money, money. So the supply, I've already said that. It hasn't been in one of the months. Drivers, like so many others, have stopped working for health reasons because they don't want to catch the virus or because they live with people in high-risk categories. Makes perfect sense. The anxiety, I like this part, the anxiety among executives. So Dara's anxiety, Logan's anxiety, John Zimmer's anxiety about driver supply highlights a core feature of the gig economy and what the companies call their two-sided marketplaces. They have to balance demand for rides with supply. That is why you are seeing these massive quests and incentives to lure you back, right? I mean, big numbers, $100 for 3 trips, $60 for 3 trips, right? An army of independent workers standing by to respond to customer requests quickly when and where they are needed. One of the biggest challenges in the ride sharing is creating marketplace balance, making sure you have enough drivers for every rider. That's not what's happening at the moment, right? So they say making sure you have enough drivers for every rider. Lyft's Green said last month. And 2, respond on very different timelines. I'm not surprised that people aren't returning to platforms because the government has done a really good job of meeting people's needs. Then there's an unexpected factor. The nation's hastily constructed pandemic safety net appears to be working, leaving people less desperate. Like most American gig workers received stimulus checks. Talking about stimulus checks, good news. Good news. We had Manchin, who was a doubter. We weren't so sure about our little Joey Manchin. But after 10, 12 hours, right, the West Virginia guy delivered, and that stimulus goes through in a 51-50 vote. Now they bounce it back to the House. House will probably approve it tomorrow, Tuesday. Then at the end of the week, it's going to go to Joe Biden for signature, and then out go the checks. So your $1,400, you go back to my video, and what did I say? I said, if Georgia picks up those 2 Senate seats, only then, go back to my video, will we have a 51 majority and you will get your stimulus check. Exactly that happened. They picked up those 2 Georgia seats, which meant they had a majority now, the Democrats. They got it through in the House. They got the majority in the Senate after convincing Joe Manchin to come on board. They obviously gave him a couple of little West Virginia favors there. And boom, it's happening. $1,400 is on the way to your bank account. Or you might get a beautiful little credit card in the mail that has $1,400 of credits on it, right? There we go. Go Donnie says, people that need it, that's great, but people are taking advantage. I'm getting money, that's crazy. Come on, man. Listen, Go Donnie, you gotta change your formula a little bit. You've been paying in, right? You've been paying in. I'm pretty sure you've been paying into the system. Don't complain that this check is coming your way, right? Don't complain. Life of Richard said they said 2K check, but 1,400. Yeah, well, here's what they did. They gave 600. They promised 2K and said, well, the difference is 1,400. And again, I agree with Life of Richard. 1,400 is better than zero. Timothy Graffis in the house. I'm still waiting for my COVID-19 vaccine. Rashim Allen is in the house. He says, I hate the gamification of this. Just pay drivers more. Thank you very much. Amen. Right? Godani, correct, says, invest that money wisely. Start a business. Like he started his T-shirt business. Super cool. He sells like those retro old shirts, right? Godani says, yeah, if you pay taxes, I wouldn't feel bad at all. But people that don't pay taxes, I hope they're feeling pretty bad. So you want them to feel guilty about that, right? Maybe there's people out there that just don't have a job, right? Trying to make ends meet, right? Looking after the kids at home. So you got to look at life from all angles, my friend. That's just the way I see it, right? Okay, here we go. 12:30. Time to roll. Perfectly. And they send me the flight number so I can monitor that. And I am heading out. Interesting little. So I'll get back to that story. You know, actually, what I'll do, I'm going to do Our House Mondays Part 2 this evening. How about that? Because we still have so much good stuff to talk about, and I want everybody to be able to share. Godonicom says, take that money and get in the t-shirt business with me. Come on, man. Biloxi, Mississippi, strong. Nifty 50 says, Biloxi, Mississippi. Yes, that's where he is. Nifty 50 says, no, because some people are unable to work due to disability or some complication. Everyone have a great day. James Freeman just comes in as I'm leaving. Have you seen gas prices today? Yeah, gas prices are horrible. So funny little story. On the weekend, I'm driving back on the 101 North, heading home. And I see one of my favorite clients in his Range Rover next to me. You know, he's got that platinum Range Rover, expensive thing. He's right next to me. He's waving at me, hey, and I'm in my go Donnie, thank you, brother. 1999, Prince and the Revolution. Here's your stimulus. Come on, man. That's going to stimulate my day. 1999. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Much appreciated. Very kind of you. Sell those t-shirts. If I can do, if you can send me some pictures with those t-shirts, I can make a video. Go Donnie. I'll send them to your website. How about that? So anyway, this Range Rover is next to me. You say, hey Torsten, I'm in my Chevy and I'm driving, and he starts accelerating in his Range Rover, and I think he was blown away. That 350 Chevy engine with bigger cams, bigger headers, and dual carbs, I put it down, dude. And I was behind that Range Rover, and after I just shot past the Range Rover, people were like, oh my God, the 1955 classic, literally going down the freeway, 85, 90 miles an hour. It was quite funny. And he laughed, and then I slowed down. He took the exit. We said goodbye. And yeah, it was a good little story. So I will be back, part 2 tonight. Now I've got to hustle. Come on, man. Hustle and make money. And then we will be back for part 2 of OHM, Our House Mondays tonight. And probably around 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. Sherelle is in the house. I saw her in Long Beach on the weekend. And Nick fixed her car. She's back on the road again. No, we're going to do part 2 tonight, Sherelle. So I'd say at about 8:30, 9 p.m., I want to continue this, right? Because I feel like 37 minutes is not enough. A lot of stories still to be shared today. Our House Mondays. Electronic resistance. We are the amperes. We are the amps, the ohms of the industry. We offer resistance. All right, my friends. See you tonight, and keep on social distancing, right? Keep on social distancing. Keep 6 feet apart. Wear those frickin' masks, right? Wear those masks. Get vaccinated. I'll also have a cool way for LA people to get drivers to get vaccinated tonight. Little bit of a loophole. People in the food and agriculture section can get vaccinated at Magic Mountain. So I'll show you the inside scoop how LA drivers, LA food delivery people can get vaccinated. Several people have tried it out. It's worked. They've reported back to me, and I want to share that with you. Wear these things, guys. Only 2 or 3 more months. We're in summer. We have people vaccinated, and we're back. We're back, right? Just like other countries are back full force. Everyone's back at the workplace. Everyone's back at school. I'm telling you what, in 60, 90 days, we can be there. Have a good one. Our House Mondays, part 2, to be continued tonight. He says, I'm not social distancing. I just don't like, I'm not shy. I'm social distancing. That's much. But you could make your own shirt. Go, Donnie. You could make your own shirt. Like you could make a similar shirt, right? Few more hours. I'll be back and I'll report how those trips went. Have a good one, my friends. Catch you later. Thank you.